family and friends, and distinguished guests, President and First Lady Pastides, welcome. Greetings on behalf of the faculty and staff of the College of Information and Communications. My name is Tom Reichert. I'm very humbled and honored to be the Dean of this college, and I personally welcome you to the May 2022 hooding ceremony for the School of Information Science. I'm pleased to report it is our finest, most well-prepared, and among the most resilient graduating classes in this program's illustrious 50-year history. Students, we welcome you today as well. Today we have master's students, doctoral students, and bachelor's of information science students, and it's about you this morning. So graduates, would you please stand? Would you now turn to your families and loved ones and thank them for all that they've done to support you during this journey? You can be seated. Thank you. Thank you all. It's a big group this year, isn't it? So hooding is one of the school's most honored and anticipated traditions. Graduates, when we hood you today, you will officially become librarians and media specialists and information specialists. From here, you'll go forth into schools, public libraries, universities, government, and business. Some of you may even decide to come back for more education, but while your careers will vary, the goal that drives each of you will be the same: to connect people with the information they need to succeed. You have an excellent platform from which to succeed. You're graduating from the iSchool at the University of South Carolina, first and foremost. It's a school with a sterling reputation for innovation, for alumni success, and faculty expertise. The school is ranked nationally by U.S. News and World Report in 3 separate categories. The school pioneered distance learning in the 1980s, educating pockets of students and their cohorts in West Virginia and as far away as Maine. Now the school boasts the largest online degree offered at this university, with over 400 students from across the United States. Its alums who sat in the very seats that you now occupy are leading the transformation of librarianship in cities and schools and universities. They serve as deans, directors, and endowed chairs at major universities and presidents of international associations and organizations. The school has assembled a faculty that is among the very best and brightest, and our support staff are also here to see you succeed. This program is built to challenge you, but it also possesses a heartfelt desire to see you succeed, and you have. Today we're celebrating the completion of your time in this storied program and recognizing the difference you will make in communities. We live in a world awash in information, but many of us don't trust it, can't understand it, don't have access to it, or don't possess the basic competencies to assess the validity of the information. What are we to do? I believe we're to turn to you. You have what it takes to make the difference. Your degree certifies that, but we are ultimately measured by the response that we have toward challenges. And again, no pressure, but the future of our society and our way of life partially rests on your shoulders. Because we know librarians and information specialists are at the heart of improving communities. In closing, let me just say that our job is done. Yours continues. You have our trust. You've earned our confidence, and we can't wait to see how much you brighten our future and improve the world for all. Now let me introduce the school's director, Dr. Karen Gavin.
Good morning. It is my honor to be here with all of you today, and how exciting to see our President Harris Pastides in the audience. Thank you for joining us today as well. It's exciting because it's our first face-to-face hooding since we've been back in Rutledge Chapel since COVID began. It's momentous because you've managed to complete your degree, classes, internships, in spite of the extraordinary challenges caused by a global pandemic. Momentous also because your class is graduating during what is our 50th anniversary year. Over 250 people, alumni, friends, and family, celebrated on Saturday. So be sure when you go for the reception to look at the conference room. There's a mini museum there with a lot of our history when you come to Davis College. I want to thank the award-winning faculty and staff for their hard work because they help make it possible for you students to graduate under extenuating circumstances. Our school, as Dean Reichard mentioned, has 3 national rankings. It's because the people on the stage and behind the scenes are the best in the business. To the students sitting on these rows next to you are future data scientists, technology analysts, graduates who will soon be completing cybersecurity certificates, researchers, and lots of librarians, academic, school, public, and special librarians and archivists, and also today we have a postdoctoral fellow at the University of Maryland. In a nod to Dr. Seuss, oh, the places you'll go. We'll be all over the great state of South Carolina, North Carolina, D.C., Los Angeles, Baltimore, Nashville, and beyond. You'll soon be leaving us as an iSchool alumni, and you're in good company. There's 6,000 strong worldwide. To your parents, guardians, and spouses, I want to acknowledge the financial and personal sacrifices you made to help your graduates complete their degrees. I also want to thank you for entrusting your students to the School of Information Science. And now I have an exciting announcement for all of the graduates. As some of you know, we offer blockchain courses for students in our undergraduate program. Dr. Gordon Jones is the instructor for those classes. He's also our iSchool entrepreneur in residence. One of our BSIS alum, Erica Barnett, was a former intern for Gordon, and she helped him develop a startup company, Thrivacy. 3 of our students interned for the company last semester. Thrivacy is generously arranging for all of you in this group of graduates to receive an encrypted U of SC degree. And I'll speak in Gordon's words. You're going to be the second class of college graduates in the world to receive your college degree in a digital wallet where you control who you share it with, when you can revoke it, and it will only be held in your digital wallet on your phone. In the coming days, you're going to receive an email asking if you would like to participate in this pilot project. When you accept the invitation, you'll be sent a message to download the Thrivacy wallet onto your Android or Apple phone. Once you set up your account and your USC degree is ready, we'll send it to your Thrivacy wallet. You can use it for employment purposes, proving your age in case you're carded. He said that. And numerous other uses. So these are exciting changes from the Middle Ages when scholars exited this stage with sheepskin diplomas. You're going to be some of the first graduates in the world to have an encrypted college degree and identity. You are truly cutting-edge information specialists. And now, on another note, it's my great pleasure to introduce our speaker today. Patricia Moore Pastides is our beloved interim First Lady at the University of South Carolina. We share a common bond. We both came out of retirement to serve in interim positions at USC, and we both love Cocky and Cocky's Reading Express. In a tribute to her work with Cocky's Reading Express and many other literacy activities, Patricia Moore Pastides received a 2019 Literacy Leader Award from our program. As then Director Sam Hastings said, Mrs. Moore Pastides has been a great asset in the fight against illiteracy in South Carolina. During the fall semester of 2021, the interim First Lady began a new campus-wide poetry initiative entitled Universe. Mrs. Moore Pastides earned a Master of Public Health degree from Yale University School of Medicine, and throughout her career served as director and planner for several health organizations. She is adjunct professor in the College of Hospitality, Retail, and Sport Management. She's the author of 3 books and a very accomplished cook and an advocate for many causes. Her most recent book, At Home in the Heart of the Horseshoe, is a fascinating look at the President's House, an historical landmark on campus. Her previous books are Greek Revival, Cooking for Life, and Greek revival from the garden. We're extremely honored to have both of the Pastides here today. They have served 12 years for our university. First Lady Ms. Moore Pastides is going to speak to us during what are her remaining days. She told me just now that they are moving on Monday. So I think it's even more of an honor that she's joining. Please join me in giving her a warm welcome.
Thank you so much, Karen. That was a lovely introduction. And it is going to be a little sad on Monday to leave the President's house for the second time. But it's really not the house, it's all of you that make being the First Lady of this university so special. So I hope I can share with you some comments today that you'll leave with and that will help shape your life and help you remain energetic and strong in your careers. Thank you again, Karen, Dr. Gavin. Greetings to Dean Reichert. The faculty, oh my goodness, our illustrious faculty, one of whom I just heard got tenure, yes. And our students, of course, yes. You all and your family and friends, welcome to everybody. This is certainly a beautiful day, and I'm excited to be here with you as you begin a new chapter of your lives. But before I addressed you, I thought it might be fun to share a couple of stories of the times I remember most about hosting Cocky's Reading Express in the President's house. Okay, it's the holiday time. You can picture this now. The President's house is highly decorated for Christmas, for Hanukkah, and for Kwanzaa. And we have a group of elementary school children who are coming in. Usually they sat on the floor around the Christmas tree, and we would chat a little bit about their family traditions, and then we would read several books or stories about the holidays. Cocky would act them out. Then the students would enjoy some refreshments, take their pledge to Cocky that they would read every day, and then they would receive books to take home. Well, one year, we hosted St. Martin de Porres Little Catholic School, which is right around the corner from the university, and we had a kindergarten group. Now, picture this. They come in their little plaid jumpers, their ties, and their dress shoes. When was the last time you saw kindergartners in leather shoes? And we're walking through the house. We've had our readings, and we're going to go have some refreshments. And one little girl turns to her teacher and says, "This is the kind of house I'd like to live in when I grow up." And her teacher replied, "Well, you'll have to marry the university president." Well, I stopped dead in my tracks and I said, "Excuse me, I have another thought. If you keep reading and studying, you could become the university president." And then another year, after, they learned that they were going to be receiving their books, I told the class I had another surprise for them, a very special surprise. I was taking them out to the greenhouse to share with them some of the more unique plants that we have. We'd grown a papaya tree that nearly reached the roof, and we also had ripe bananas from a branch of a banana tree that dated back about 100 years. So I proudly announced that every child would receive a banana and that I would send some papayas to their class for them to share. Well, one little 6-year-old boy was not at all happy. He said, "Is that all we get? Books? Books and bananas?" And his teachers were mortified. But I said, "Well, what did you want?" And with an inflection in his voice that suggested I should have known, he said, "Gamecock stuff." So he proceeded to get a manners lesson from his teachers, and we got together some pencils and pennants to send over to the school. But you can see why I cherish these memories and why the work you do is so important. So we're here in the historic Rutledge Chapel, which housed the entire College of South Carolina in 1805. It was the first building, and it provided housing for faculty and students. It had a lecture hall, lab, classrooms, and a chapel. You might be interested to know, you might not have ever known this, that during Reconstruction, this building became a normal school to teach African American teachers. And this morning, we're addressing a hooding here of 90 master's candidates in Library and Information Science, 13 graduates with a Bachelor's of Science in Information Science, and our one PhD candidate. Are you here, our one PhD candidate? Oh, awesome, great, congratulations to you. I understand that you're all headed to wonderful positions in a variety of settings: libraries, schools, community, academic, and special collection libraries. Some will work in data science and analytics, which all that stuff about the wallet was way above my head, so I wish you luck with that. And I presume that our PhD candidate in your postdoc is on your way to training future leaders in the field, so bravo to one and all. I thought this might be a nice opportunity to take a moment to just applaud our graduates, but for two things, really. For your accomplishments here in the Academy, but also for what gifts you're going to bring to our world. So let's take a moment and just give these guys a moment. Now, you already know this, but you'll be called upon to provide information in many forms: books and other printed materials, digital information, the overwhelming World Wide Web, and what about the metaverse? Are you all ready? You might even find yourselves curating other things like cookware, snowshoes, and decks of cards, like Jason Broughton, our 2014 graduate, did when he worked in the state of Vermont. But even more significant than the materials you will physically handle or virtually manage, you've chosen a profession of service to others. Literacy and the ability to find, comprehend, and discern the veracity of information are the very foundations of knowledge. The work that you're about to do, the work that you're about to embrace, I like that word better than to do, the word you're about to embrace may be the finest example of our university's motto, and that is, learning humanizes character and does not permit it to be cruel. No. From what I read throughout your careers, you will need to use all the skills that you've learned here. You will need to read, to think, listen, analyze, discern, discuss, debate, teach, defend, all while respecting others, being true to yourself, and having an open mind. And that's a tall order. Last weekend, I picked up the state newspaper and read about our local librarians being called upon to defend the right to read. Across the country, many books are being challenged, and a proviso was being introduced with the intent of controlling the prurient interests of children. Historically, legislating reading materials has never ended well. And moreover, librarians, and with resources such as the South Carolina Center for Community Literacy, along with your professional organizations, library boards, and parents in general, have managed to guide children in not only age-appropriate reading materials, but those that accurately and affirmingly represent children of all races, ethnicities, religions, and family compositions. But this is an example of the frustration and challenges that may await you during your careers. Where a divisive issue is raised, people take sides, and often they haven't even read the books in question. So, as you're older, this is, I would say to Tom, verifiable, and Sage, perhaps questionable, commencement speaker, my advice for you today is based on my passion for a healthy lifestyle, one which will help you feel your best and have the energy to sustain your passion, which we all, I think, can agree the world desperately needs. So, number one, exercise your body daily. Move it. Don't sit all day long and then come home and sit all evening. Being sedentary is the new smoking, very risky. I prefer exercising in the morning because when I do, it doesn't matter what the day throws at me, I can handle it. Number 2, eat a traditional Mediterranean diet. Some of you have heard this from me before. There's a good book down in Barnes & Noble's called Greek Revival. Okay, a minor plug, but the traditional Mediterranean diet prevents heart disease, stroke, all the precursors. My student here is nodding her head. 3 cancers, listen to this: dementia, depression, arthritis, age-related blindness, childhood allergies and asthma, and probably more other things since I've last checked. It tastes great. No food groups are eliminated, and the cooking techniques are easy. Number 3, sleep. Whatever you do, don't look at your devices right before you're going to go to bed. Don't keep your phone in the room with you. And if you need something to help you sleep, try essential oils over drugs. And 4, meditate. This is probably my most recent lifestyle change, but it's been very powerful for me. I take a few minutes each morning and evening to sit in silence and breathe deeply, repeating my mantra. Nothing particularly earth-shaking happens during meditation, but afterward, I feel more in sync with others, that we are in fact one family of brothers and sisters, and even if I only have moments with someone, I want them to see through eye contact and attention that I care. Meditation has given me patience with others and peace within myself, even when the world is frightening. So these are my tools for living in the moment, being centered and energetic. But one last tip: know that although there may be some very long days, the years will fly by. So congratulations to our graduates, Godspeed, and forever to thee. Thank you.
May I present Travis L. Wagner. Dr. Wagner, would you be willing to sit on the stand? Lindsay D. Arendt.
We're a little rusty.
Lindsay Arendt is our first master's graduate. Margaret C. Bates. Chandler W. Black. Abigail N. Bricko. Molly M. Cameron. Laura A. Carter. Caroline Kraus. Allison Kraut. Claudia G. Crow. Sydney Derrick. Christina A. Driggers. Megan Flink. Michelle M. Grabiak. Andrea Harmon. Brittany A. Harrell. Randy Dantrell Heath. Haley L. Highfield. Kimberly A. Hodges. Laura J. Howard. Destiny E. Johnson. Cassidy M. Kimmerlin. Cassie M. Kimmerlin. Emily L. Kitchen. Amanda B. Neese. Hannah E. McMurphy. Caroline M. Mixon. Sarah E. Mormon. Kelly A. Moran. Allison S. O'Brien Lovett. Taylor H. Pinheiro. Robin S. Reeves. Heather L. Richardson. Anupriya Roy. Juliet N. Smith. Stephanie A. Smith. Stephanie R. Sultan. Teresa A. Talbot. Alexis A. Thompson. Andrew Wakely. Cassandra L. Walters Chantal. Next, we have Bachelor of Science Information Science candidates. Jennifer M. Bereskin. Elizabeth E. Boyle. Imogen Kynard. Gerald P. Krieger. Caroline C. Williamson. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Laura Carter. I would first like to thank everyone who is here to support and honor the iSchool community, as well as the graduating classes of spring and summer 2022. I would also like to thank all of the faculty and staff who have not only planned the ceremony, but supported the growth of the iSchool students over the years and maintained the day-to-day operations of Davis College and our program. Throughout our time at the University of South Carolina, we have faced moments that challenged us and made us grow in our personal lives, jobs, and as library and information science professionals. Throughout transitioning to online courses or adapting our traditional method of instruction as teachers, our interactions with others, and maintaining the balance between work, school, and personal life. These unprecedented moments have taught us resilience, determination, and the dire need for community and others. Author Joan Bauer says, when the going gets tough, the tough get a librarian. So when future crises come, as information professionals, we will continue to be the support beams for a strong community. Libraries and librarians support their communities, which has been shown time and time again. Most recently, libraries and librarians have adapted their services, programs, and collections for their communities during the pandemic. Libraries and librarians adapted their services, programs, and collections for which highly influence their collections for the future. Whether our path leads us to school, academic, public, or even just a special archive or the corporate world, we will now have a better ability to reach our communities through digital mediums. The ALA, the American Library Association, describes some core values of librarianship, such as service, diversity, equity, inclusion, access, education, and lifelong learning. They continue to state the skills of being librarians as the ability to be creative and develop and implement programs and services, ability to exercise initiative, and the desire and need to meet and serve the community. The importance, understanding, and ability of those values and skills were honed and developed throughout our program. From our abilities to gain experience, collaboration on assignments that challenged and furthered our knowledge, mentorship from faculty or staff who are leaders in their field, and the ability and desire to be adaptable when times get tough. Our teachings allowed us to pivot to not only be able to assess the needs in our community, but fulfill those needs and build lifelong connections. When moving forward in life, Bauer's words should ring true to all. When life gets tough, visit the library and lean on your fellow graduates and librarians. Lastly, I would like to thank everyone who I've had the immense pleasure of working with over the years on assignments and student organizations and more. Your support and kindness throughout this program and at the University of South Carolina has been unparalleled. Our graduation today is one major step on our path with many goals yet to be accomplished. I look forward to seeing all of the accomplishments, projects, and paths of success that all the graduates today here will achieve. Now please join me in singing our Alma Mater.